Trailer this thing down here from Kentucky. And it's down for quite a while. During one of our hurricanes, it came through. It pushed a log into one of his pontoons, put a hole in there, and it sank the boat. Now, I think the ironic part about that one, though, it's a little hard to see because of that vegetation there, but the name of that boat is still afloat. They doomed that thing the day they named it, I can tell you that. I stay on it every now and then. It does make for a nice little easy commute just to go get to work in the morning. Got to fend off the alligators and the snakes on there, but the AC unit still works. So you got that going for you during the summertime in Louisiana. You're not worried about the other two by any means. You're good to go. So it's a little toasty. And if you don't want to, you can take that life jacket off. I mean, this is too hot for the thing. Gives it 3 inches insulation on each side. So. Now we have all the houses that are on the right hand side over here. So these are going to be permanent residents. People do live here year round. Now all of these are accessible by land. So on the back side of them there's a road. Just pull your car and chuck it there as you please. Now up the river a little ways we have some more of them. Those ones are not going to be accessible by land. So how they work is there's a parking lot and a boat launch. They'll go ahead and they park their truck, hop in their boat, and they drive across the river to this side over here. They go to their house. Well, when they have to leave to go to work or go to the store, anything like that, they get back in your boat, they drive back across the river, and they tie their boat up, they'll get in their truck and they leave. Now, I was born and raised here, and I spent a lot of time on this river as well, and I do love it. It's way too much work to live out here, though. I can tell you that, more than I want to do by any means, but I wouldn't mind having one for a camp. Now, majority of your folks that live out here, most of them are all retired. It's not like they're worried about going to work. They just play on the river all day. They'll go boat ride or they go fishing. The ones that live out here that do work, the majority of all of them are going to be commercial fishing. So this is just their roadway, and they're heading out to the lakes of the Gulf. They'll catch like crabs or shrimp, fish, oysters. All just depends on what they're heading out for, what's going to be in season as well. They can legally go catch out there. Now, with the river we're going to be on, so this one's called the West Pearl River. It does start in Neshoba County, Mississippi. So it's up around Lake Jackson in Philadelphia, Mississippi. If you're heading northbound from here, it's almost about to the middle of their state, like a yard or two wide. And this one's around 444 miles long. Now, they say by how the crow flies, it only takes like 140 miles to get up there to where it starts. How it does twist and winds down the landscape makes this thing a lot longer. Now, as you get to the mouth of the river, this one opens up into Lake Bourne, into the Rigolets, into Lake Pontchartrain. So if y'all came from New Orleans today, y'all crossed over that bridge. We call that the Twin Spans. That is Lake Pontchartrain. About 50 miles north of that, this thing goes and splits into 5 tributaries. Now, their names are the West Pearl, the West Middle Pearl, the Middle Pearl, the East Middle Pearl, and the East Pearl. So needless to say, we're not very creative at all when it does come to name our river. Now, all of the area we'll be in today, the water is fresh. But as you do get closer to the mouth of the river, it does turn into a brackish water down there. If any of y'all don't know what that is, brackish is just a mixture of salt and fresh in the water. It does just vary a little bit between the fish swimming around up here compared to those ones that are down there. I'll tell you all about them once we get on the river sometime. In a second, we're going to get up on the throttle. You'll live out Louisiana AC we have on this boat. So when we do, y'all just watch hats or glasses, anything you don't want flying off your head. It does, it is a little hard to get that back. You do take any pictures by the rail too, like with your phone or your camera. Y'all have a good hold on those. If that goes in, we are definitely not getting that back. Not a good way to start or end your vacation by any means. So we do not want that happening for us. Pull this vodka and we'll get down the river. It's just water. area right here, there's a bad bend in the river up here. A couple of years ago, they had a bass fishing tournament going on. And a guy heading upriver, a guy going downriver. They met in this bend doing about 60 miles an hour apiece. And they did it head on. One of the guys didn't make it, but luckily the other one did. So we just slowed down just to make sure that nobody is going to come flying up on us from downriver. That way we're also able to get out of the way. All the bass fishermen around here, they think that they got to go mock Jesus everywhere they're going to go try to catch a fish. But it's not necessary by any means. They'll still be swimming around. Now, also in the area we're in too, they have some trees that are leaned over. We're just past them up like on the left over there. But you'll see a lot of uprooted trees out here too along the edge of the banks. And this is all from our last hurricane. So we had Hurricane Ida. She was about 3 years ago this month. And she was on August 29th, which was the 16th year anniversary of Hurricane Katrina today. We thought we were getting another Katrina come through here. Luckily for us, we didn't. Now with Ida, she had winds of around 155 miles an hour. So a lot of the trees that are here, they don't have a very deep root base. It's very shallow. Can't handle that type of wind for very long. Eventually just go ahead, they're going to lean on over. Now with her storm surge, it was about 8 feet. And that sounds like a lot of water. It really wasn't that bad here though. Did more of her flooding towards the bottom of the state. But there were some spots in Slidell that flooded our lower areas. Most of all of her damages, they came from winds, knocking down trees, power lines, stuff like that. Now, luckily for us as well, we do have those nice linemen that like to come through here after a hurricane, make all that money putting us back together. They did it pretty quick too. We were only out about a week in the city with power, about 2 to 3 weeks out here in a little more rural areas of Slidell. It just took longer. They had to clear the roads out, get those poles and lines, everything back up. Now, when Katrina came through, she had a storm surge of about 18 to 20 feet. That's a big difference. So we have spots out here along the edge of the riverbanks, but they have boats still sitting out there. Some of these canals have barges that sit along the edge of those too. And even in the woods in some spots, there are semi-trailers still sitting out there. Just because when that water did finally recede, it dropped everything right where it was at. Now, as long as it doesn't block the navigable waterways, state doesn't worry about it. Just leave that stuff alone. Say the next storm's going to take it or will rot away after some time. Stuff that's in the woods, they leave that alone. It's too much harm to actually try to go pull it out. You know, they cut all kind of trees down and stuff to be able to remove them. So they leave those alone. They let squirrels, raccoons, other rodents and things. They're all just building condos out there in the swamp. You know, prime real estate for them. I do believe they're even starting to Airbnb them out for some acorns. I'll check them listings when I find them. That community is high, I can tell you that.